Stanislav, I heard you saying that almost any doctor, a foreign doctor, can get a talent visa to the US, and you had a bunch of cases to prove that. What about the surgeons? So today, guys, we're going to be discussing the talent visa EB-1A and EB-2 NIW for the surgeons specifically. At the end of this video, you will be able to learn how to get a free evaluation of your case if you are a surgeon in your country. Let's go! Hello, my dear friends. I'm Stanislav Shamaev, a licensed business immigration and corporate attorney in Miami, Florida. Today, we're discussing a very important topic of how a surgeon can get the green card and come here in the US and start working in his or her profession. Let's take a step back and remember what is a talent visa, what type of talent visas exist out there. And there are two main types of talent visas. The first one is EB-1A, a green card for talented people, for talented professionals. That visa consists of 10 criteria, out of which we have to prove 3 and prove that you will be beneficial for the US. Number 2 is EB-2 NIW. That's the visa in the national interest of the United States of America. And this visa will have to show your education, your skills, and your relevant experience, and that you're coming to the US to work on some type of project, or they call it endeavor. Nobody knows what it means. I call it a project, to bring some benefit to the US, to be important for the national interest. Let's talk about these two visas specifically. And guys, don't be confused with the word visa. Visa in this context means that you get the immigrant visa. An immigrant visa means that you will get a green card. You, your spouse, and the kids under 21 years old who are not married. You probably have that question lurking in the back of your mind, Stanislav, but I do not have a license to practice medicine, and God forbid to do the surgeries in the US. That requires additional work, and that means that I cannot do anything. How can I get the green card based on that? Well, if you had this question, that's very good. I commend you, okay? Because it's important to be analytical in this thing and don't just listen to people. Even if that person is an attorney, you still have to be critical about what's being said, okay? So if you thought about this, very good. I like that, because that means to me that you are a thoughtful person and you're going to be very careful with preparing your documents, and that's what I need to have. Yes, it's true that most of you, if not all of you, do not have the license to practice medicine in the US. But let me tell you guys, those visas are not about the license. Those visas are about how beneficial your presence is here in the US. Beneficial to who, you want to ask? And this is a good question too. The EB-1A is beneficial to everybody, basically. To people, to consumers, to professionals, to the government. And EB-2 NIW is mostly beneficial to the government, but through that to everybody else, okay? So imagine that funnel, right, where the government is at the bottom. Once you go through that little hole in the funnel, then the whole world opens up to you, like Alice in Wonderland, right? When she fell in a rabbit hole. And the first one is we have to prove that you have recognition in the field and you coming to the US to bring the benefit. EB-1A consists of 10 criteria. We have to prove 3 of them, but I want to have 6. So if you're a surgeon, I guarantee you probably, without knowing, satisfy around 5-6 criteria. What are they? You are working in a clinic, a hospital, doing the surgeries, so you're playing critical or leading role in an organization with a distinguished reputation. Any hospital has distinguished reputation. You probably make a good dollar, okay? So commercial success, that's number 2. I'm pretty sure most of you have scientific publications. That's number 3. Many, if not all of you, are speaking at the conferences. This is the awards, okay? We satisfy the alternatively awards through the conferences. Some of you, if not many of you, have the dissertations or books or some kind of publications with a lot of citations or some other type of research and scientific work that's important. That's contribution in the industry. So right off the bat, you satisfy 5 criteria. And we can speak about association, we can work on the press and improve this criterion. So if you're a surgeon, and we have a few surgeons who got the green cards, and we're actually working with 2 surgeons right now as I speak with you. They're from Ukraine, they're the top surgeons in the country. We definitely know what needs to be satisfied in order for you to come here in the US. And if you are attentive, you'll be like, okay, Stanislav, but you didn't say anything about practicing medicine. And that's right, I did not, because we are not going to be claiming you actually cutting people, getting inside and doing these surgeries. We will be claiming you are either educating other surgeons, bringing some new technologies, or being helpful in a hospital for the purpose of diagnostics and things like that. There are other ways a doctor can be beneficial here in the US under EB-1A. As to EB-2 and NIW, here you definitely have the education, you have the relevant experience, you have the skills, the projects, a lot of surgeries, everything that we need to get you in. So the only question, what is your endeavor? And the endeavor here is pretty simple. You either continue doing the research, or you also may be educating the surgeons about the new technologies, innovations, new tools and things like that. Or you could be working in the medical field, but not actually doing the surgeries. So the bottom line for you guys to understand that if you are a surgeon and you have experience, at least 5-7 years, if you have 10, it's very, very good. And I want you to want to come to the US, okay? So you're a surgeon and you're motivated to come to the US, that's basically all I need from you, because everything else surrounds your case. So how fast will you be able to come based on those 2 visas? If we're going with EB-1A, you're probably looking at around 1.5 years. For EB-2 and NIW, about 2.5 years. And some of you be like, oh my God, this is forever. This is like the eternity. Is there any way I could come faster and then get a green card? And the answer is yes. But before I explain, guys, for those of you who want to make a first step on your way to immigrate to the US, if you're a surgeon, get the free evaluation. That's your first step on your way to coming here and on your way to work with myself and my team. So the link is below this video, one for EB-1A, one for EB-2 NIW. Fill out one or both, and within 2 days I will get back to you with initial analysis. I'll let you know which visa is good for you, which criteria we will satisfy, and which we can work on to make them stronger. And most importantly, whether you have the potential to get your visa approved within the next 6 months. And if the answer is yes, I will invite you to the complex immigration planning, where I will create a written winning strategy for your case. What is the faster way to come here within 8 months? And again, it's not the lightning fast, but comparing to 1.5, that's pretty good. So the middle ground for that is O1 visa. Is also a talent non-immigrant visa, which gives you 3 years of coming here and work and be able to travel and go outside and come back without any problems. And most of you, regardless if you satisfy the EB-1A criteria or EB-2 NIW, will be able to get that visa. The only difference between the first 2 and the third one, the O1, is that O1 demands an employer. So you must have an employer. In many cases, we can claim your own company to be your employer, but in many cases we can use your own company to be your employer, or you could find a research lab, university, a hospital who can become your employer and wanting you to work for them. That's the middle ground. Otherwise, guys, don't forget the free evaluation. Smash that like button if you love my content. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, to my Instagram and my TikTok. We have a lot of unique content concerning those type of visas. My name is Stanislav Shamayev. I'm a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.